Hi everyone, it's Rachel. I am here. I've been wanting to kind of do some Shabby Chic journals, and I need some ephemera. So we're just going to start building some ephemera. So if you are in, please go over to the right hand side and say hello. I'd appreciate it. And we'll get started in just a moment here. Let's see here. Um, For those of you who have not checked out my shop, I do have a shop. So I will put the link over on the right-hand side, and when I'm done with the video, I will also put it down below. So can everybody hear me okay? Hope everybody can hear me okay. Hi, Emma. How are ya? Thanks for joining. We're going to do some Shabby Chic embellishments. I having a little bit of internet problems again, which is frustrating. So I'm sorry about that, you guys. We live in the country, and it's sometimes rough with internet services and things like that. So, and Emma, I think I read your email just so you know. I think I may have put your name wrong on there, but if you would read that listing, if that listing is the stuff that you purchased, go ahead and pay for that listing. Okay. So I created some new packs. And these new packs, I only did 4 of them, and they're just going to be a special today, $8, and they're these Shabby Chic packs, and there's only 4, like I said. This weekend, I was blessed to go to an estate sale, and I was able to get some amazing stuff. So if you purchase one of these packs, you can see you get all of these fabrics. And there's vintage rickrack and lace and bias tape and fabrics, some modern fabrics, some vintage fabrics, and they're all kind of shabby chic. And there's some doily pieces and some crocheted pieces. So I just think they're really fun. And I thought, you know what? I'm going to just make up a few packs, and I'm also going to play with some of these fabrics. So that's what we're going to do. If you're interested, head over to my shop and post that, excuse me, purchase one of the 4. Once they're gone, they're gone. There will not be more. Let's see here. Let's try this again. Okay, I'm having some technical issues. So let me try this one more time. Copy. Oh. Okay, I'm so sorry, Emma. I must have typed Michelle instead of Emma, and I apologize. I did not mean to do that. So, all right. So we're gonna get started. So I'm just gonna throw some of these pieces on the desk, and then I also just have some paper pieces over here, and I'm gonna use a stapler. And for clusters, I like to do about 4 or 5 things in a cluster. And I'm not real picky. The cool thing is if you get one of these packs, it has a lot of linen in it, and you can actually hand embroider on the linen, which we might do on a couple of these. And I'll show you that in a little bit, which I think is fun. And I mean, there's all kinds of little bits that can just go on and add texture. Some piping. I'm going to add this piping in here. And we're just going to keep adding little bits. And I like to have about 4 if possible. And then all I do, you know what? I love music. I love music paper in my snippets, so I'm going to add that in there. And this piping is, I'm just kind of folding it in a V. Whoops. And you can glue these if you want. I like to just use a stapler because they're quick and easy. And then what I do is I can always cover this if I want to. Hi, Shaylon. How are you? Thank you for joining tonight. We're just making some snippets and we're just going to do some chatting. So thank you for joining. I appreciate it. These snippet packs that I carry in my store are just, there's so much in them. And they just go on and on and on. These little bits, it does not take much to make. And the great thing about it is you're using up all of those scraps. So let me kind of show you what I have. I make these pockets, these fabric pockets out of an index card. You guys have seen me make these before. And what I do is I scan them sometimes so I get this scanned image, and then I can use these for snippets. You're her son? Oh, okay. Well, welcome. And so what I do is I just go ahead and I just start with this. So I thought these are kind of shabby chic colors, so why not use them? So you can mix and match with paper. I love to use, sometimes your music pages are very brittle. Like this music page is very brittle. And so this is one that you can use and layer and still be able to use, because a lot of times you can't use them singly. You have to either collage with them or do something else. So in this one, I'm going to add three pieces of paper, and then we're going to start adding some fabric. All right, let's see. Where do I want to do it? You know what? I want a little bit smaller piece. So we're going to do that. You can even use the, I love to use the color swatch that's on the, oh, what is that called? The edge of the fabric. A lot of times people throw that away. I like to keep it and use it. So there's another collage. As you come in, please say hello over on the right-hand side so I know who's in here. And anyway, we're just kind of playing around. Remember, use up your scraps, use up your little pieces. I don't know about you guys, but I often have lots of pieces. I just feel like I can't throw them away, but then I don't always do anything with them. And so this is a great little project to do something with those little pieces you've been saving. Or in my case, hoarding. And the thing I like to do, the reason why I like to do these little snippets like this is because you can always add more onto them later. So let's see what we have over here. We have all kinds of stuff. All right. Kind of like this. Hi, Jan. Thanks for coming. And on this one, I'm going to add this little piece of crocheted trim. But I do want to put a little bit of paper behind this. So I'm looking for, The other thing I sometimes do is I'll just take a note card or scrap pieces of cardstock and I will use that as a backing just because it stiffens it up a little bit. So when you actually go to use it on one of your pages, that one's pretty. So we're just going to keep kind of collaging some and making some. And then what we'll do is we'll dress them up a little bit more. So also, if you have you scan something or you print something and it just didn't turn out how you'd like it to turn out. I don't know if you can see this. You can see the stitches from the original. If you just didn't like how it turned out, keep it and use it for snippets. So for this one, I'm going to do more of like a longer piece. So I hope everybody's having a great Sunday. I've been very, very busy this weekend getting things in my shop. One of my next videos is going to be on using piano roll paper because I just bought a huge lot of piano paper and I'm going to be adding it to my Etsy store soon. So you guys are going to see me playing around with that a little bit. Let's see. I need something else, but I want a little bit different texture. You know what? Maybe what I'll do is add something like that. Who else is in here tonight? I see Jan is in here. We have Shaylan's son is in here. Cindy, hi Cindy, how are ya? We are in here making some amazing little snippets tonight. Just playing around a little bit. Now, if you don't want to use a stapler, you can use glue. I've used glue before. And like I said, I have to use up. I don't know about you guys, but I just have so many scraps and so much stuff. I've got to start using it up. And I have things like this. And yes, I should throw it away because it has this flower. But it's also music paper. So I feel bad about throwing it away. But look, I can layer it onto. I can do a couple things. I could do this and let this shine through like that. And we could have a totally different look. And you know what? I can add this little piece up here and look at how cute that is. So that was just a little out that I did. And we're just easily making a cute little backing. I'm just going to add this little piece of cardstock on the back of here so that I can firm it up a little bit. But look, so normally that would have been a piece I would throw away because, it's just, I punched out a piece out of there. But in this case, I'm actually using it in my art. Now, if something like this happens, I want to show you something. You could put another staple in here, but I don't have to. All I'm going to do is just take some Fabri-Tac, and I'm just going to put a little bit of Fabri-Tac under here. If you have a different type of glue that will hold fabric, you can definitely use that as well. And just line it up. And I'm going to pull it down just a little bit so that we can see that peeking out. And I think look at, isn't that cool? Now, let's add some. So in these packs, I also added some of these little pearls. So we're going to use this in one. You could use it as a long, or I could just cut off 3 if I wanted to. And I could add it, or 4, and I can add it right over that staple. And isn't that pretty? Hi, Bonnie. Thanks so much for joining. I appreciate it. There are 10 of us in here. Please say hello over on the right-hand side so that I can I can properly say hello to you. I appreciate you spending your Sunday with me. And so I was just kind of saying as people were coming in, I just put these snippet packs, and I'm calling them my Shabby Chic snippet packs. I just put 4 of them in my shop. There's only 4, and they're going to go quick. They're very similar. If you've purchased one of my boho packs before, they're just like that. So head on over to my shop. I will put the link in so you can quickly go over to my shop. And if you're looking in sections, it's actually under my ephemera section. If I'm not sold out already, let's see here. They're starting to go quickly. Let's see here. Just one second. Uh-oh. Okay. All right. We should be good. You should be able to see them. All right. Let's see what we have here. Yeah, I don't always love the I don't like the staple to show either, but I leave this because you guys, there's lots of things you can do, and we're going to go back and we'll embellish some more of these later. Now, if you absolutely hate the staple and you're just like, I don't want to do that, use glue. You don't have to use a staple. You don't have to use, you can just use glue if you want. I also like to make all different sizes of these because sometimes you just need a little something to add to a tag or to another piece. And so sometimes I'll just use a little bit. Actually, I'm going to go the other way with this. We're going to go like this. So I use a lot of music paper. You can use book pages. I suggest you use a little thicker book page. So a lot of times I will glue 2 pieces of book page together just so I have a little thicker base. And I like to make these snippets, I'm sorry, these little clusters, all different shapes and sizes. So just going to grab a piece of this. We haven't done anything with much blue in it. So we're going to add this blue on here, and I'm going to just go ahead and I'm going to put my staple in there. And you can make a bunch of these up. A lot of times I'll do these at night. Absolutely. If you're looking for ideas, join and watch. All right. So I'm just ripping and tearing. All right. So the other thing I do sometimes with these smaller bits is I'll make a little, I just take and fold it. And you can make a banner by just cutting a V out of the bottom. If you can see that. So it's another way to just dress it up just a little bit. You put it over top. And just put a staple in it. And see, that's just so easy. A lot of times I'll take just these adhesive pieces and put them right over the staple. So I'm covering the staple. Hi, Mitzi. How are you? Thanks for joining. So I hope all of you are out there. If you're, craft along with me, grab some scraps. If you don't have fabric scraps, that's okay. Just grab your paper scraps and let's just start tearing paper and putting some things together. I have all of this, these scrap pieces from my hand dyed papers that I make. And I was making tags today. Anybody who purchases the Shabby Chic fabric kit from my shop will get some tags also from my hand dyed paper. Just a little freebie I wanted to add. So I thought that would be fun. Now, also, you can fray your own fabric by just pulling a couple of threads. And that's all I'm doing is just pulling some threads. Oh, Bonnie, they have a first day of school tomorrow. How exciting. Those of you who know, I'm also in education. We don't start until after Labor Day. I still have to work tomorrow, but the kids, they don't come back until after Labor Day. So, and then if I wanted to take and add a piece of ephemera, I can just add a piece of ephemera right on here as well. So we'll just add this piece of ephemera. And there we go. This is just a tag that I just added on there. Hi, Mary Kay. How are you? Hey, I am just here with some Shabby Chic embellishments. And yes, it is fun. So if you want to follow along with me, just grab some scraps and follow along. Or if not, just watch and chat because it's going to be fun. Let's see who else is in here. Is everybody can hear okay, I hope? We're not having too much buffering or anything like that. All right. I want to show you guys something else that I do sometimes. So sometimes when I'm making these, I want to add something a little extra. So I will take, and you guys who have watched me before have seen me do this. I'm just taking some embroidery thread. Hi, Bonnie and Clive. I'm so happy you're catching me live. I love to watch your channel. One in public school, one in homeschool. Oh, because of the time difference? I get it. Okay. So, oops. There I go. I just about unthreaded this. Oh, I did. Sorry, guys. I was watching you. I was watching the feed and didn't get a chance to. All right. There we go. Okay. All right. So I just had this green on my desk, so that's why I'm using it. And I'm just going to do some leaves. So I'm just doing a little, I don't know if you guys can see this, I'm just doing a straight stitch. I am not a professional embroiderer, so please, 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 please don't judge. So I'm just going to do a couple of leaves. So I'm just doing a couple of embroidery stitches on here. Now, if you have a sewing machine, you can sew. I sometimes do that. But all I'm doing is just adding a little bit of embroidery. Whoops. Oh, Bonnie, type as much as you want. I am so happy you guys are here with me tonight. And hopefully I'm not boring you all. I just wanted to get some scraps off my desk. So I thought, heck, I'll turn on the camera and see who's on tonight. Was not a scheduled live, so wasn't sure if anybody would pop in or not, but I thought, well, we'll give it a try. So I'm happy for everybody in here. Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, I've been doing more and more embroidery. In fact, I have some kits in my shop that feature embroidery classes. Where if you purchase the kit, you have private embroidery videos with me, which is kind of fun. And so I have a bunch of, I don't have a lot of the lavender and lace kits left. But I do have, I have a new kit coming up for any of you who like snowflakes. Get ready because we are going to start getting our holiday on. And I specifically kind of went with the snowflakes because that way it's not necessarily holiday themed, but it's winter themed. Okay, so I just did a few leaves in just this little like ivy looking thing. I'm going to tie it off and we're going to use this in our cluster. Hi, Debbie. Thanks for joining. Debbie, I hope you saw my email. I'm so sorry it took me so long. I was having all kinds of technical issues with Etsy this week. I don't know what the deal was or whether it was my internet or what the deal was. So I'm so sorry I didn't get back with you sooner. But I did leave it for you. And look, Debbie, I'm doing some more embroidery. I was just talking about my next kit that's coming out, my next add-on kit. It's going to be all about snowflakes. So because I use this green, I'm going to use some of this green paper. And all I'm doing is tearing around it. And I'm going to add some of this flour. Ooh, this is vintage. I just got this and it's, tell you what, it doesn't like to rip. I washed it and it softened up so much. I love the feeling of it, and it's definitely those snippet kits that I just put in my shop today. But I will tell you, it is a bit difficult to tear. All right, so now I want to add something here at the top, maybe a little bit of lace or something, and we're gonna. Oh, you know what? This little bit of pink. Now, the other thing you can do with these is that you can also bead. You can sew beads on, or if you don't want to sew beads on, the other thing I've been showing some of my friends is I'll just take one of these little paper clips. Yes, it's an add-on for your journal kit, and it's all it's embroidered. There's some embroidery, but there's also some bead embroidery. You want to see a sneak peek, Debbie? I'm not quite finished with it, but I'll pull it out. I've been packaging all day. You guys can be first to see them. All right, I'll grab one, but they are definitely a sneak peek because they're not complete all the way. But each one also has vintage pearls in it, and each vintage pearl pack is different. But here is the pack. It's all snowflake themed, and we're going to do a lot of beading in this one. And it comes with a beading needle, and we're going to do some embroidery. These packs are going to be so fun. There's only going to be 12 though, because I only had 12 vintage packs of beads. So once those are gone, they're going to be gone. So I will do a release and let people know prior to actually releasing them. Oh, thanks, Bonnie. Well, I appreciate you watching. So all I'm doing, if you can't see, is I'm just adding these beads, these seed beads, they're very tiny, to this safety pin. And then what I like to do is I go under this staple, which isn't always easy, but I'm just hooking it under the staple. Okay, and so I go like that, if you can see. And then I'll add some seed beads on top of it. If I can pick them up, we'll be all set. Whoops. Oh, of course I'm on camera and I can't do it. All right, hold on. I have to stop watching the feed for a minute so I can put these on for you. Okay. So I did 4 on bottom and I'll do 4 on top. If I can get them on there. Okay. Actually, I can only do 3 on top. Oh my goodness, you guys. I'm so sorry. It's like fumble fingers tonight. Okay. All right. Let's see if I can get it to focus. So all I did is add this little pin with this adorable, with these little seed beads. Now you can also, you know, I could take some ribbon or I could take some thread, and I could hang some more things off of here if I wanted to. I could definitely, you know, hook something on there and add more. But that's another just easy, quick way to embellish. Now, if you're worried that the pin will come undone, so sometimes on things like this, what I'll do is I'll open this up. There I go again, flipping that little bead off. Hold on, let me. So sometimes what I'll do, if I like it and I'm worried that that's going to come off, I will take my Fabri-Tac and I will put just a little dot on the end. And I will seal it. There you go. So that's just another little idea. And sometimes what I'll do too, you guys, and I haven't done this in a while, but you know what? Since we're here, I might as well do it. Sometimes I will take a small paper clip and I will hang it off the other side. And then what I do is I take a strip of paper, a little narrower than all right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wrap, oh, nope, I need it a little wider, sorry. Yep. What I'm going to do is I'm going to wrap this around and I'm going to make a paperclip bead. So, but I want to use something different. I don't want to use that pink. I'm going to use this. I'm just going to grab some of this music page. And I'm going to make a complete mess because this is not what I originally, but see, this is what happens when I start creating, then sometimes ideas pop in my head and I try something totally new, which is what we're doing right now. So this was not my original thought, But what I do is I just wrap these. If you guys have not done these little paper clip beads, they are so fun. Okay. And then you do need to make sure you glue it well. Okay. And then I'm going to just wrap this little bit around and get glue all over my fingers, of course. That's the best way to work. Yeah, that's how I work most of the time. Okay, so now look at, I have this, oops, sorry, I have this little charm, but I want to tie it in to sort of my floral theme. So I have this silly little paper punch that I paid 99 cents for from Recollections. Lord knows how long ago. So I'm going to punch 3 of these little flowers. I'm going to take my little stylist and what I like to do is kind of just push them in the center a little bit. And I'm putting 3 little glue dots on here. There's 1. Oh, come on. There's 2. And there's my 3rd one. Now I'm going to take my little pearls. Nope, I'm not going to. Those are too big. I am going to instead take some of this liquid pearl, but you could use a white pen if you wanted to. And I'm just going to make little white centers. And look at that. That is so cute. Okay, you guys, that's the first time I made one like that. That is so cute. Can you see that? I love it. So I've got my little embroidery here. I've got my safety pin with my little beads. And I have this little paper clip charm. Cute. So that was totally made up as we went there. So let's make a couple more. Let me get, I don't know about you guys, but I just make a complete mess when I craft. I cannot, no matter what. Keep things not so messy. All right. Okay, let's see here. Going to put my Etsy shop over to the right. I tried to put it in a couple of times and it was not taking it, which is strange. But like I said, if you are interested in this snippet pack, head over to my shop and check it out, because I only have 4 of these and then that's it. So, all right. So let's do another one. And like I said, this is to use up all those little scraps we've been saving and hoarding because we feel like we can't throw them away. But we're not sure what we're going to do with them. I just feel like our craft supplies are so, they're expensive. And not only are they expensive, but they're just beautiful. And I don't want to give up even a little piece of lace. Anybody else have that same feeling? So for me, I mean, most people would throw this away because it's a mess, right? Well, look at, we can take this little tiny piece of fabric and we can create something beautiful with it. Isn't that cute? And it didn't take a lot of items. It didn't take much at all. Deborah, I just saw your message. If you're still on here, Debbie, and the answer to that is yes. I will make sure that you have one. All right. So the other thing I love about the linen and lace kit, or the Shabby Chic kit, is there's a lot of linen pieces on it. So, you know, we did the little leaves quickly, but let me show you. Just going to take a piece of pink here. And we're just going to do a simple X. So I'm going to show you how to do that. So if you don't know how to do the leaves, or you just want to do simple, I like to sometimes do that. I tend to work in 3s or 5s. So that's just me. You know, you can do whatever you want. It's of course easier if you're using an embroidery hoop, and if you could not in the same spot. But here's what I do. So I just come up and I just make an X. And I'm using all 6 strands here because I want it to be thick. You can use 3 strands. When I'm doing embroidery, I typically use 3 strands, but because I want it to be thick and you to be able to see it, I'm using all 6 strands this time. So, oops. Now, if I was using an embroidery hoop, the pressure on the hoop would not, I wouldn't be having as much trouble. But because I'm embroidering on scraps, I'm going to have a little bit of trouble. But just take your time. I wouldn't do an intricate embroidery without it being on a hoop, but just putting some X's in here is perfectly fine. So I've just made 3 little X's. I know it's hard to see with the lighting. And then I'm just going to knot it off. Okay. And that is going to be part of my little snippet. All right. So let's see what we have here. So let's start with some book paper. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. I do appreciate that. All right. So I'm adding this little piece because I'm sticking to the real shabby light colors. Everybody still with me? Now for this one, I want to show you, if you don't like the staple, we're going to go ahead and glue this one. So I can show those of you who don't, if you don't like that stapled look, that you can create the same look with your glue. And the other reason why is because I really don't want to go and iron this little piece of fabric that I want to use. This one, see how it's folded right here? But if I glue it down, I don't have to go and iron it. So really part of it is just me being lazy. Oh no, I'm sorry it's blurry on your end. Hopefully it will clear up a little. And so here's this little piece. Now, the other thing that I like to add, and I'm looking on my desk because I usually have a little jar of buttons. I love vintage shirt buttons, so I collect a lot of them. I keep all of my white buttons in one bin because I use a lot of white buttons. So I'm just taking some of my Fabri-Tac and I'm adding a button. Actually, I think I might add 3 buttons. I told you guys I like to work in 3s. I don't know why. And I could have sewn those on, but I just wanted to glue them. So there's another quick one. Emma, you love using buttons. I know I love using buttons too. The other thing I just put in my shop, I just came across a huge lot of vintage buttons. And so I saved some for myself, but then I put them out there to share with all of you. They're so cool because some of them are glass, some of them are plastic, some of them are, oh, what do you call it? Pearl. Yes, they're really cool. All right. So for this one, I'm just going to start layering fabric. Oops. And I'm actually making pretty good headway here in my little scrap bin. Oh, you know what? I do want to put a piece of paper behind this one though, because, oh, I'm so sorry. My husband and daughter are coming home and my dogs are barking. So that one's just strictly fabric. All right, so let's kind of see what we came up with here in this short amount of time. Let me pick up some of this mess here. So here's what we came up with. Whew. Now, what I typically do is I'll take these and I'll put them, I'll put them in a bin, a little plastic container, and I kind of hang on to them until I'm ready to use them. And then what I do is as I'm working on a journal, I pull out ephemera and I pull out pieces that I might want to use. And so this is from Grandma's Garden. This is some ephemera pieces from Calico Collage and her little kit. So I thought I had it on my desk. I've been working on a design team project, and I had a few pieces of ephemera left over and a few that I still wanted to add. And I thought, you know what? The colors are very shabby chic. So I'm just inking the edges of this little piece of ephemera. And I can take and I can add these little gardening gloves onto here. And isn't that adorable? So we could glue that on, or we could glue it, or we could staple it if we wanted to. Let's see what else we have in here. Look at, I have this little bee that comes in her kit, and I love, 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 love bees. So a bee has to go on one of these little clusters. We have to figure out which one we want it on. Let's see here. And I think wouldn't it be sweet on this one? Look at how cute that is. So yeah, I mean, you just grab your ephemera and you just add it. You know, this one has sort of the yellows and the blues on it. So I could add this little piece. I could even take and add it over kind of towards the top and make it, you know, it doesn't have to be perfectly symmetrical. So, you know, get your ephemera out, get your pieces out. But that's why I like to make these little clusters, because then when I'm ready, excuse me, to embellish a journal, I can do that. I can just come, I can grab one of these out and say, okay, what can I do with it? I've got to use, I'm going to use one of these. How can I use it? And, you know, sometimes you might have to make bigger ones, your smaller ones. But they're just fun. And all you have to do is, you know, this one can be used by itself. They all can be used by themselves if they want. But look at, if I just add a little bit to it, or I just add one more piece of ephemera to it, what happens? You know, and as I showed you on here, we just added 3 little punched flowers on here, and we have this little dangle cluster along with the beads. So I just think it's so cute. Hi, Erica. How are you? Making some shabby chic clusters tonight. I just added the shabby chic packs to my shop. So I thought, well, we might as well play with them tonight. So glad you were to join us. The other thing you can add, if you have doilies, a lot of times you'll cut doilies or have pieces of doily left. I don't know about you, but I always have piles of them. And I'm talking about the paper doilies. So you have these, where did I had some little half pieces. Yeah, here's some. So let's do something with this doily. So I'm just going to rip it in half. And we're going to kind of use this as our base. I have this gorgeous piece of fabric right here. So we're going to try to tear it up. There we go. And you can make these clusters bigger than what I've been making them. This one we're going to make a little bit bigger. Oh, look, I have this larger piece of, oh, this might be too big. Let's see. I'm digging. I'm making a gigantic mess on my desk. You know what? Let's use some of this. Yeah, I use parts of real doilies too. Sometimes right now, I mean, this is just what I had on my desk. So I did have some little pieces of real doilies in there too. So all right. So we're going to keep layering. Let's see what else we can layer. I'm going to cut a piece of this. I don't like that. I'm going to just throw that in for something else. I just not loving that. Let's see here. What do we have? What do we have? As I said, you guys, I have made a complete mess of my desk. Oh, you know what? I have this little piece of green, which if I put it right here, we could have a little bit of green peeking out. I need something right here on this white. I'm going to look here. Nope, I don't like that. I think I like that. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to staple right there because I'm going to put something here to cover that. I don't know what it's going to be yet, but it is going to be something. And so look at this is a nice and big cluster. And this cluster could have a larger embellishment added to it. So I like that. Or, you know, as I said, I could add a smaller embellishment. So I still could put something smaller on there. Your desk is a permanent mess. I'll tell you what, Erica, I clean my desk because I get so upset and I'm like, you know what? You need to clean this mess. And I clean it, and I am not kidding you. 5 seconds later, I've got to be creative, and it's messy again. So I don't know. It's a never-ending battle for me. My husband will come in and he'll say, "I thought you cleaned your craft room." Oh yeah, I did, but then I had to get right back to work again. So, all right. So I hope everybody's having a great Sunday. Hope you're enjoying summer. Unfortunately, it's going to be fall soon. I love fall, but I don't love what follows fall. In Michigan, after the fall is winter, and it's cold and dreary and long. So, not looking forward to that. So, what projects are you guys working on? Anybody working on anything fun? Well, everything's fun, I should say. But I love to hear what you guys are working on. Oh, my stapler doesn't want to go on here. Look, and isn't that pretty? It reminds me of the breast cancer ribbon. Fussy cutting birds, huh, Debbie? Oh, that would be cool. Adding fussy cut birds onto these little clusters would just be amazing. So if you made some of these and then added some birds to them, oh, they'd be gorgeous. Erica, you're helping with the mother-in-law. I love to fussy cut too. Most people hate it. I love it, and I do a lot of fussy cutting in the car. As many of you know, my daughter's an athlete, and so we travel all over with her. And I have to have something to do all the time with my hands, as many of you know. And so I take that with me, and I fussy cut in the car all the time. I absolutely love it. Most people hate it. I love it. I think it's fun. When you're layering, I recommend you do at least 4. 5 layers seems to be a good amount. Emma, you're embellishing coffee dyed glassine bags, attaching bingo cards to the outside, adding embellishments in the bags for Happy Mail. Oh, that's so nice. I love Happy Mail. Happy Mail just, going to the mailbox and getting something in the mail just is fun, even if it's just a one stamp envelope full of a couple of goodies. In fact, you remind me, I need to send some Happy Mail. I haven't sent any in a while. And I haven't gotten any Happy Mail in a long time. But I need to send some out. It's not about getting it, it's about giving Happy Mail for me. And I haven't done it because I've been so busy. But I definitely need to do that. I send out a lot of giveaway stuff for my channel. Mitzi, I'm not a Youper. I'm a Flatlander in Michigan. Mitzi, are you from Michigan? So for those of you who don't know, in Michigan, people who live above the bridge, we call Youpers. So Mitzi was asking me if I was a Youper. You live in Wisconsin, okay. Nope, not a Youper. Not a Youper. So here's a piece of doily, crocheted doily that I cut into pieces, and I'm going to just go ahead. The thing I love about the doilies is the staple pretty much hides in them, and it leaves this, a little bit of texture, a little bit of weight. All right. So, well, as you know, I usually always do a giveaway when I do a live. So I guess it's time for me to do a giveaway for some of my little clusters that I made tonight. So let's see here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to ask you all, let's see, I don't want you to put it in yet. When I say go, you can put a number in, but you're going to pick a number between 1 and, let's say 15. This fabric's from my dear friend Janice. So beautiful. And in a minute, I'll tell you to go. Look at this. That one's pretty. In a minute, I will tell you to go. And then the person who's closest to the number that I pick without going over will be the winner. And what you'll have to do is you will have to send me an email to read2014@gmail.com. And if you email me tonight, I will throw it in the mail tomorrow, and you will get your little clusters. So I'll see the clusters that I made tonight. So I'm going to go ahead and write my number down between 1 and 15. And it's on this scrap piece of paper folded on the inside here. So go ahead and go. Put a number between 1 and 15. The person closest to that number will get a couple of snippets sent to you. Hey, Jen B, you snuck in here. Or have you been watching and I just didn't know you were in here? Erica, are you still with us? I don't have your number yet. We'll give you a few more seconds and then I'll go ahead and flip over. Oh, you've been watching, Jen? You've just been quiet? Well, welcome. I didn't know you were in here. I would have said hello. Glad you made it tonight. All right. Let's see. Who is my lucky winner? The number is, whoops, 7. So, Mitzi, you are my first winner. So, Mitzi, congratulations. Email me at rachelreed2014@gmail.com with your email address, and I will pop a couple of these in the mail for you. Let's do another drawing. Congratulations, congratulations. Oh, you are so welcome. I'm so happy for you. Please, though, make sure you email me because a lot of people forget to email me, and I have a whole basket full of giveaways that people have not claimed. I need to recycle them. I said at the end of each month, if people don't claim them, I'm gonna recycle them. Okay. We're gonna do another number drawing, and I'm gonna do it between 10 and 25. Go ahead and go between 10 and 25. Pick a number. 10 and 25. Ten and 25. Give you just a couple more minutes, or I should say seconds, not minutes. And then I'm going to show you one more thing to do with this little snippet pack. Only 3 people are going to enter this drawing. Come on, 20 more seconds. Anybody else who wants to enter? All right, the number is 21. Oh my gosh, Jen, you were right on the number. 21. Awesome. Congratulations, Jen. You're going to get a couple of snippets. I'm sorry, a couple of clusters, not snippets. Awesome. All right. So Mitzi and Jen B, please make sure you email me and I will make sure that I get those out to you. I want to show you one more thing you can do with these little boho or boho. I have the boho packs. I showed you last week what to do with the boho packs, but these ones are Shabby Chic packs. So I'm going to grab a note card. All right. So I have a note card. And I'm going to grab my ink. And what I'm going to do is I have this little stencil. So we're going to do kind of the same thing that we did with the boho, except for I'm going to go much, well, I was going to go much lighter. I grabbed the wrong ink pad. That's okay. That's a boho ink pad, but that's okay. That'll work for Shabby Chic. Grab another one. And I'm just lightly going over. This is a vintage photo. I thought I had tea dye, but I wasn't paying attention. I was talking to you ladies, so that's okay. So I just stenciled this. And I'm going to lightly go around my edges. And so what I'm going to show you how to do is to make a quick journal card with this snippet pack. Okay, and I just stenciled just a little bit on that side. Okay, so let me put this stuff away. Now, I could just simply take one of these snippets and I could add it to this journaling card. I need a longer one. Let's see here. Got such a mess. Something like this. Okay. So I could take this and make it like a tab. So, woo. I need to glue that in there. And sometimes you'll find that. Sometimes you'll find that you missed it when you stapled it. Even when you throw them all in your bin, and that's fine. So you could use this like a tab. So I could attach this like this if I wanted to. Or I could attach it on the side. Or I can attach it right on the card. But for this one, see, and if I just stenciled just a little bit, I could attach something like that, and you've got kind of a hidden space up here too. Okay, so, but if I have something like this, and I have all these little scraps, just pull some here for a minute. All right. What I like to do sometimes is I like to create a little fabric edge on these. And I want to show you, I did this on the corner of this journal where I just added a few fabric pieces and that's it. You can do that on your cards and get a really cool effect for not a lot of time or supplies. And I like to fray mine. You don't have to do this, but I like to fray it because I just think it gives it a more shabby look to it. Go like this. And all I'm doing is just adding a few pieces here. Okay, so you could sew this if you wanted to, or you can just glue it down. I'm just going to glue this, and I'm putting them on a diagonal. And I want just a little bit of the pink to show, so I'm going to put that down there. Let's pull these threads here. And then I'm going to put this little guy right on top. And it kind of looks like it reminds me of a quilt block or something like that. I don't know. But it's just a fun little way to create a little journaling card. Oh, thank you, Mitzi. Glad you emailed me. I'll make sure I get that out tomorrow. And you now have this fun little journaling card with not a lot of supplies. I didn't need a lot of supplies to do that. So we could do the same thing with this one. let's do this little brighter fabric. And I'm just going to put, remember I like to work in threes. So this one, I'm not going to go down the whole thing. I'm just going to kind of keep the cluster up top. So let's see what else I have. I can take this little piece of music paper and add it. I'm going to add that right there, and then I'm going to add another little piece of fabric over top. So we'll just add that piece right here. And we've got another adorable little Shabby Chic card. Now, you could zigzag down it if you wanted to. You know, I could take and I could grab 3 of these pearls and I could add these little pearls on here, which gives it a whole nother little effect, which is adorable. In fact, I might do that on this one too. Take these little pearls and add them right here. And you have 2 more little ideas with just a little bit. Just a little bit of stuff. So I hope you guys liked this little tutorial. I hope that you were able to see it. I hope you didn't have too many problems watching tonight. It was really fun. I appreciate each and every one of you. I just want to thank you all for watching and supporting my channel. I also want to thank you for supporting my Etsy shop. It's very fun to keep providing things to you. And make all of you, you know, all of you are great friends. Please leave comments. I do the best I can to respond to you as quickly as possible. It's, you know, I work full time, but I do this because I love this. And so I do my best. I don't always get to your comments right away, but I try very hard. If you need something immediately, email me. You guys are welcome to email me at any time. If you have any questions or need anything, oh, Debbie, I will absolutely check my Etsy shop. Thank you. I will put my Etsy shop in here one more time for those of you who want to go over there and check out these vintage. Goodness gracious, I cannot get things straight today. These Shabby Chic packs. There's only 4. When they're gone, they're gone. And they're going to be really fun. So head on over there and check them out. Do you have a time you stream? I don't. People keep asking me that. So I'm glad you said that. I work full time and I'm in Eastern time zone. So what day of the week and what time in the evening is best for you? Because a lot of people have been asking me if I could do regular streams. And I never know when to do it. So what's good for people who are here? Because I'd love to know. Sunday nights are good for you, Debbie? In the evening? Okay. Sunday nights are good for me, but not everybody likes Sunday nights, and I understand. I'll tell you what, you guys. Why don't you leave me comments below? And just once I send this, why don't what I'll do is maybe I'll create a poll on my YouTube channel so I can find out when are the best days and times. And I'll start scheduling these so that people can get them, because a lot of people keep asking me, you know, will you schedule? And because I don't want to miss you. And I honestly, I just never know what I'm doing. So, but I wouldn't mind scheduling Sunday late afternoon or evenings. Okay. Well, you know what? Maybe we'll do a Sunday evening stream, because Sunday evenings are good for me. Especially when I go back to work, they're good for me because I'm, usually need to do a little bit of creativity before I start my week. So I'll tell you what, please check out my channel, and I will be putting some announcements up there, and earlier a bit. Okay, make it a little bit earlier. Okay, Debbie, I get that. All right. Well, thank you, everybody. Have a wonderful evening. I appreciate each and every one of you. Thanks so much for your support, and have a wonderful evening. Bye, guys.